Hi everyone, we're back live at CES 2016 with Motley Fool Supernova. We're joined by a very special guest today, Dave Aldrich, the CEO of Skyworks Solutions, which is a recommendation and investment in rule breakers in Supernova. As a reminder, at the Motley Fool, we're investors helping investors. I'm David Kretzman, joined by my fellow Supernova analyst, Matt Argersinger. Dave, thanks so much for taking some time to talk with us today.
My pleasure.
First question, for someone who might not be familiar with Skyworks Solutions, give us like the 30-second spiel for what Skyworks is and what you guys do.
Sure. Well, we're semiconductor-based solutions. We essentially think of ourselves as connecting everything and everybody all of the time. Mobility, connectivity, the Internet of Things, sort of in that whole environment doing the analog and RF processing.
Thank you, Dave. And is there one specific market or area that you guys are most excited about, whether it's connected cars, wearables, connected homes?
You just said it. In fact, that's why we're here. You know, the big buzz around the show, and it's so exciting for our people to come here and see our products actually embedded in so many of the devices that are flying through the show or that are being displayed as being the next generation home automation. We're on the factory floor. We're getting bigger in automobiles as the automobiles become increasingly connected. Think of it as a rolling hub with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, sensors, all meshed together, and we're able to facilitate much of that technology.
Well, you said things flying around. I mean, I assume that means drones. And how sizable do you think that market is for Skyworks?
I don't think it's very big. I almost got hit by one, but no, I don't think it's very big. But it's an interesting application for most of these devices are at Wi-Fi frequencies, 2.4 gigahertz, and simply a way to display what the technology is capable of doing. In this case, I think there's a long-term potential that's beyond my comprehension, actually. But we tend to be peppered into virtually all of the newer applications that are using different forms of connectivity, since we have the breadth of technology to do Bluetooth, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, and all flavors of cellular.
Well, so that brings up the point. I mean, you guys, obviously, you're big in mobile, big in smartphones. To what extent is Apple kind of a double-edged sword? In other words, you want to be partnered with Apple. It's kind of amazing. It's the biggest smartphone maker in the world, maybe next to Samsung. But to what extent is that a risk for you guys, in the sense that Apple and Samsung are giants in the business? They have potential to squeeze you guys for technology or pricing. Can you maybe explain a little bit about that relationship?
Well, I've been doing this long enough that we saw the days when Motorola dominated, Nokia dominated, and now the world is very different. So what I tell our people is, I'll tell you, that the best job we can do is to have our revenue weighted into the customers in terms of what their weighting of the overall market is. So today we're in smartphones, we're in tablets, we're in the various IoT and connectivity forms. And the degree to which you have a customer that's winning in the market, then we'll win with that customer.
And you guys have done a remarkable job kind of not only holding on to your margins, but actually increasing your margins. I think you kind of get onto it a little bit. What is the key to that success long term?
The key to that success is the stickiness of our solutions. If you were to crack open next generation smartphones we're working and designing with today, you're going to find more frequency bands, higher performance Wi-Fi, extended Bluetooth, more power management challenges, better screens, better cameras that have to operate on a very fixed volume of battery technology and so on. So our customers are no longer interested in buying the best component, the best function. They need somebody to come in and say, how do I make sure these signals don't interfere? How do I make sure that I can afford it, given the price point of the end market? And how do I get from that baseband processor to the antenna without having to worry about the inner workings of that module or that system in a package? That's where Skyworks come in. We have the broadest technology and the broadest customer engagements of anyone in the world in mobile.
Wow. All right, thanks, Dave.
Great. And at the Motley Fool, when we recommend invest in a stock, we do it with a long-term outlook, so 3-5+ years. So when we're talking about Skyworks Solutions, what's one or two of the main metrics we should look at as investors to gauge the success of Skyworks over the long term?
Well, that's a great question. First of all, you should see a company that grows much faster than the market, both organically and through very strategic M&A. So we're going to grow much faster than the market. Our earnings leverage is really quite strong. We're now been teetering between 38 and 40% of operating income. So we're delivering the margins of a diversified analog company, but uniquely with the growth of the cloud, the growth of connectivity, the growth of mobility. So you should look for a company that's 3 to 4 years that is much larger, much higher in terms of return on invested capital, much higher in terms of return on sales. That continues to be diversified in and out of mobile, diversified within the cloud, diversified in the Internet of Things, and connectivity in every form. We want to be the arms merchant. That I don't care what your standard is. I'm not interested in trying to pin one SoC or chipset partner against another. We want to sell to everybody with the best, highest value overall solution that's sticky and as a result high margin.
Well, thanks so much for taking time of your very busy schedule, Dave. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Great. And thank you for watching Fools. We'll continue to report here live at CES 2016. Fool on.